South Korean President Moon Jae-in travels to Pyongyang this week for his third summit with Kim Jong Un, looking to break the deadlock in nuclear talks between North Korea and the United States. Moon, whose own parents fled the North during the 1950–53 Korean War, flies north on Tuesday for a 3-day trip, following in the footsteps of his predecessors Kim Dae-jung in 2000 and mentor Roh Moo-hyun in 2007. No details of the program have been announced, but Pyongyang is likely to pull out all the stops to create a good impression, with tens of thousands of people lining the streets to welcome him. The visit comes after the North staged its mass games propaganda display for the first time in 5 years. The new show featured imagery of Kim and Moon at their first summit in April in the Demilitarized Zone that divides the peninsula, prompting the unusual sight of tens of thousands of North Koreans in the May Day Stadium applauding pictures of Seoul's leader. One diplomatic source predicted the visit would see Kim and Moon together receiving the same sort of applause. But while the summit at the Panmunjom border truce village was high on headline-grabbing symbolism, with Moon stepping briefly into the north and the two sharing an extended one-to-one woodland chat, pressure is mounting for substantive progress. Moon, who met Kim again in May, was instrumental in brokering the historic summit the following month between U.S. President Donald Trump and Kim in Singapore, when Kim backed denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. But no details were agreed, and Washington and Pyongyang have sparred since over what that means and how it will be achieved. At the same time, the U.S. and South have sometimes moved at radically different speeds in their approach to the North. Moon will try again to play the role of facilitator or mediator, said his special advisor on foreign affairs Moon Jae-in. He believes that improved inter-Korean relations have some role in facilitating US-DPRK talks as well as solving the North Korean nuclear problem, he told reporters, using the North's official acronym. Last month Trump abruptly cancelled a planned visit by Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to Pyongyang, after the North condemned gangster-like demands for what it called its unilateral disarmament. Washington has been adamant that the North carry out a final, fully verified denuclearization first, while Pyongyang is demanding a formal declaration from the U.S. that the Korean War is over. But Kim has since sent Trump a letter seeking a second summit and held a military parade for his country's 70th birthday without showing off any intercontinental ballistic missiles, prompting warm tweets from the U.S. president. Special guests, North Korea will want to exploit Trump's eagerness to declare progress before the U.S. mid-term elections in November to secure concessions, said Go Myong-yun, an analyst at the Asan Institute for Policy Studies, and will view every meeting as a viable political opportunity towards that goal. But whether Pyongyang is willing to offer something concrete in return is yet to be seen. Moon may try to convince the North Korean leader to verbally commit to providing a list of the country's existing nuclear program, said Shin Bom-chul, another analyst at the Asan Institute. It won't be South Korea that inspects and verifies, so if we can get something out of Kim Jong Un's mouth, that will be significant, Shin said, adding the next step could be a summit between Kim and Trump sometime in October. Despite the deadlock in denuclearization talks, since the Panmunjom summit the two Koreas have sought to pursue joint projects in multiple fields. But North Korea is under several different sets of sanctions for its nuclear and missile programs, complicating Moon's desire to promote cross-border economic schemes. The dovish South Korean president is taking several South Korean business tycoons with him to the north, including Samsung heir Lee Jae-yong and the vice-chairman of the Hyundai Motor Group, whose founder was a wartime refugee from the north. He is sending a message to the north to speedily complete denuclearization, conclude talks with the U.S. so that South Korea can begin full-fledged economic cooperation, said analyst Go. And Special Advisor Moon Jae-in added that the South Korean president could look to persuade Kim to come up with a somewhat radical and bold initiative, such as dismantling some nuclear bombs, and press the U.S. for reciprocal measures. And the United States should be willing to come up with major economic easing of economic sanctions, he said.